Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 275 for a sweaty, hot June the 20th, 2025. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my right by Neil.
Hi.
And my left by Dave.
Hello.
Is it hot and sweaty over there, though? Well, I
It's
see
not
it is in the
too.
States.
It has been hot the last couple of days. It's beautiful today. Just beautiful. Perfect. I got the window
Same as
open.
that
It's
here.
lovely. Yeah.
I've got the window open.
You guys are up to 30, though, weren't you, or something?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a muggy
It
one
is.
today. Cloudy and hot today.
Right.
Beautiful British weather.
Beautiful weather to complain about.
That's what everyone's like. Oh, shouldn't be complaining, really. I was like, we can be complaining. It's too fucking hot.
There you go. You're proper British, aren't you?
Yeah. It's got to be that sweet spot in the middle when it's just nice, which is incredibly rare, it would appear these days.
Yeah. There is that sweet spot where it's a summer's day. You're in the beer garden. It's green and lush.
Blue skies.
Nice
That
breeze, but warm.
23 maybe. So it's quite hot as
Yeah.
it gets over here without it being horrible.
Yeah. That's probably the best situation in the world.
Yeah, once it
Not
starts
even
going
summer
past
yet.
that 25, it's a bit like, ooh, it's getting a bit muggy. It's a bit sweaty.
Yeah.
I went for a run this morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
It was 20 degrees when I went for my run. I'd say a run. Started out as a walk, obviously, to get your heart rate up by a little bit of a walk, fast walk. Then went for a bit of a run, and I was like, it's okay. Go for a little bit
I
of a
thought,
walk
I
now.
thought he was going to say
About
he started chasing you.
5 minutes of run, and then I was like, I'll do a bit of a walk now. It's a bit sweaty. And I went for a bit more of a run. And I do two laps now of this little route. It's less hills. Second lap, I've done quite a bit of running, but like second lap, I was like, that's like 20 minutes in, and it's got a lot hotter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be quite a lot more walking in this next kilometre than the last one. So, yeah.
That's good. So you're setting yourself some goals.
Well, I just really wanted to run. I got a run walk, mostly running, obviously, but there's a bit of walking involved. Over 4.2 Ks the other day.
That's good.
I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
But I've got to get to that magic 5. And then it's once you get to the 5K without stopping, that's like bingo. Now I can just keep going.
I was going to say,
Get
now
a
you
bit
just
further,
give
a
up
bit
and
further.
plug in.
No, I ain't going to give
Yeah,
up. That's when I that's the main first big goal is to get to 5K without stopping. But I'm not doing couch to 5K because I sort of did it, and yeah, I had to stop because of my headaches and that. But I'm running further than I used to. But yeah, it's not great when it's fucking super hot. I can't be honest. It's like, yeah, I might just stop and do a little walk for a fucking couple of minutes now because it's properly roasty, sweaty. But it's kind of good. I don't know. Used to getting sweaty in that way, like via exercise. But there's no suggestion of any other sort of getting sweaty, like sexually or anything.
Too much information. Where are you going with this?
Just, generally being a bit of a fat bastard and that sweat.
Yeah, well, good for you for getting out there.
Yeah, well, I've been keeping it up a couple of times, 2 or 3 times a week.
The trick is regular, at least. Do something every day or every other day if you can.
Simu's in the
Keep
chat.
motivated.
Is giving us.
Simu?
Yeah, Simu's in the chat. He said, the longest day tomorrow, winter is coming. Heard that somewhere before. He says, not caught the show live for a while, and I've got to say, you're all looking very well. That's very nice of you to say so soon. I haven't seen you in ages, to be fair.
Thank you, Christian.
So, it'd be nice to see Simu in the flesh. Don't think we've actually met in the flesh. Seen him on the camera. I haven't heard from him, heard his voice for a long time either. Because we used to play Valheim, and it's about the last time I really heard from him.
Oh, yeah. What have we got coming up? There must be something coming up that we can all we can get stuck into.
What, a game?
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing. What's your seeing playing? Is he
Oh,
playing? Is he one of the Dune Awakening guys?
I'm not sure. I know Defo is and Marcanix is.
Yeah, they messaged me the other day saying, are you going to jump on this?
You chatted about the demo.
I did, yeah. I don't know. Knowing it's an MMO, it's like, it's a lot. Like, it's a big commitment.
I downloaded the Poison game the other day, a couple of weeks back, but I haven't started it yet.
What's that?
Destiny 2.
Oh.
Because I got the The latest expansion
Destiny
was
2, is that
Yeah.
still going?
the latest expansion was part of PS Plus the other month. So I was like, I suppose I should probably play through that because that's the only one I ain't played through. But I ain't played it yet.
I haven't heard anybody mention that for.
Well, you never know.
Never say never. All right. Well, look, it's good to be back. What do we got going on? No football. Club World Cup is on right now.
Chelsea just got battering, didn't they?
Yeah, 3-1 when I left it.
Flamenco.
Whatever.
Wow. Imagine losing to a South American side. PSG. PSG got beat by Botafogo. They are current South American champions. They were like that would have been the old Intercontinental Cup from the years gone by. PSG versus Botafogo because they're current.
Well, when they had like 7 teams in it.
No, because it was back in the old days. It was just like literally European champions versus South American champions. And that was the Intercontinental Cup, and that would have been the game this year, obviously, if that was still a thing, because Botafogo current South American champions. So they're probably the strongest side, potentially. Although apparently the old Al Hilal, is it? They're getting a bit of a big ups from some of the people that I've been listening to on the football program. Surprisingly, weird that a load of ex-Premier League footballers make quite a good football team.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not relevant to Dave, but what's your opinion of this Club World Cup? Are you taking an interest in it?
I've had to download the Darren app. I assume it's made by someone called Darren because it's DAZN.
DAZN?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's huge. They're huge, right? That was my...
They're huge. I don't know about that. They've paid $1 billion for sponsorship of the Club World Cup, so I guess they're doing all right.
Well, no, I don't think they paid anything, right?
Yeah, they did. They've paid. That's where all the prize money is coming from. It's basically DAZN paid fucking loads of money for the TV rights worldwide.
Yeah, but it's not their money. It's Saudi
probably
money,
not.
isn't it?
Well, maybe. Who fucking knows?
It's the Saudi money that's paying for DAZN to show it free, right? DAZN is paid streaming services.
You can pay premium. They keep telling you.
Yeah, I know. It's all the same thing. Yeah, here. So I used DAZN for some of the European World Cups, European Cups or World Cup or so. I can't remember anyway.
Yeah, it's a lot of boxing.
I subscribed to them once before.
A lot of boxing on DAZN.
Anyway, so are you interested in it or?
Sort of interested. I'll have it on when I'm not doing anything else, and I'll look at the results.
Have you, Dave? Yeah.
What have you got DAZN then, or are you watching by alternative on Channel 5? Obviously.
I've watched a few around my dad's. Some of the bigger games. So he's following it, but I'm like.
It's interesting in a way, but it's a bit dodgy.
Some of the games, I watched that 10-0 game the other day.
Oh, that was a bit of a joke.
Oh, with Auckland,
that was the one I was talking about last week.
Yeah.
Like that could be an absolute joke. Oh, what turned out was quite a bit of a joke.
So yeah.
Even Spurs would have done better.
I mean, they were saying, the interesting thing about it is it's throwing up some odd matchups that you wouldn't see
it's nice
normally, which is
from that regard.
Yeah,
I think people are learning about like teams from other continents that they've never heard of.
Yeah,
like Africa and Asia. Well, I mean, the people have heard of Africa, obviously. It's not what I meant. But the teams that come, like people have heard of the countries in Africa, but don't necessarily know the club teams.
No.
That's really about all that's going on in football. Any other football news?
MLS is still going, isn't it?
No one watches
whatever.
I looked at the MLS. Although saying that, I did look at the MLS tables the other day, and I noticed. I was like, I wonder how Toronto's doing these days. So I looked at MLS, and there's a lot of teams in the MLS these days. I didn't realize how many.
They split it like they do NFL, like sort of divisional?
They have East and West, and I looked online, and I was like, oh, let's have a look. And then the Eastern Conference, there's loads of teams, and Toronto and Montreal are the bottom two. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
It's all right. The good thing is you can't get relegated in MLS.
No. So. And then I looked on the Western Conference, and Vancouver was top. So the three...
Seattle Sounders is West, I guess, isn't it? They're in the Club World Cup. Oh, so they're
Are
in the
they?
Club World. Yeah. Did they play last night or were they playing tonight? I can't remember.
That's 3 MLS teams then?
Yeah, it's too many MLS teams. Yeah, because LAFC had to play in a playoff with Club de America or whatever, wherever they're from.
LA Galaxy.
No, LAFC. They did a playoff because whatever the club, I don't know if it's called Club Leon or whatever, from Mexico, had to be kicked out because of financial shit, I think. And for some reason, they qualified and then they weren't allowed to play. So someone else had to take their place, and it was LAFC in the end. But there's only 2 Premier League clubs. It's a bit weird, and one of them's Chelsea, which is even weirder.
Wait, so LA Galaxy is an LA team. Who the hell's LAFC then?
They're probably just
there they
another
are.
franchise.
LAFC. They're another Los Angeles team.
Well, you
2
think
Los Angeles teams. Yeah. Well, I never.
maybe that's what all the riots were about. I don't know. Anyway, let's not start that.
All
More
right, that's
people in the
enough
chat.
football.
More people in the chat. Lord says hello. Evening, he says, actually, technically.
Hi, Lord.
Mint Save says evening, chaps. Anyone else
Mint.
melting? I'm doing my
Yep.
best to stave off the heat.
As usual. You've been practicing for the 6 months
Well,
prior
last-
in the
yeah,
cold.
6 months. 6 years, mate.
All right, let's move on to some list.
Sorry,
You got something
just
to
to add, Sumu said the Zone got it for peanuts because FIFA struggled to sell this travelling circus.
Yeah.
Struggling to sell
the
tickets
Zone
in some
didn't-
places.
Yeah, they didn't show. I don't think they shelled out billions.
I'm sure they paid up loads of money for sponsorship for prize money. Anyway, Midsafe says
No,
hydration is
it's all-
key.
It's all oil money, isn't it?
I don't know. It's crazy. Like, but the joke club that was in Auckland, obviously, like I heard something today, like because they're part time, people have had to take their entire annual leave to come to the fucking Club World Cup from their actual jobs to play in this
Yeah.
tournament from this team in New Zealand. And the club spent something like 5 years worth of their annual turnover just to get here and pay for all their accommodation. But they're going to take home like $3 million just for turning up, which is fucking like 20 years worth of their turnover or something stupid.
Yeah.
And just going to be completely fuck up that league because they're just going to win everything forever now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I heard one story saying one of the guys had to somewhere during the tournament he has to go off to a business unit or whatever and write an accounting exam or something because
fucking
that's his
what I
job.
it's fucking mental. It's like, how are these guys allowed? No disrespect to them. Like, how are they allowed in this tournament? The
I know,
best of
fair
the
enough, though.
best.
I did read up somewhere, and there was a process. There was a reason. I
Well, they
think,
won
and
the
had-
Oceania Champions League or something
Yeah.
because that's how they qualified. It's like, well, obviously Oceania's league is fucking shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
don't bother putting them in it.
yeah.
That's why, because the only reason, well, Australia obviously is in Oceania, but they don't play in Oceania anymore because they've moved to the Asian Conference because everyone else in Oceania is clearly quite shit. So they needed more competition. So
Right.
and
Hmm.
there's 2 Auckland teams apparently, and the good one.
They're not even the good Auckland team.
No, the
are
good
they?
Auckland team plays in the Australian League.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's move on then from football to listener stuff. Master Blackthorn sent us something again. He says, "Good evening, fellas. No Welsh nonsense this time." That's a shame.
I want to know how the Welsh went. To be fair,
We
from
never got any
a
feedback.
Welshman, we never got any. Well, maybe because there's no feedback, it wasn't good.
Yeah. Silence speaks volumes, right? He says, "What do you do in gaming lols? I'm having a major lull and find myself watching a lot of YouTube. My favorite channel currently is Corridor Crew. They are special effects artists, and they have a series where they review special effects in movies." All right, let's break it down. He's got some stuff in here. Let's start with, what do we do during gaming lols?
I just play games generally. Don't really have them.
You don't really have a gaming lull.
I don't really stop playing games.
I do. I go and treat
You
peaks
have
and
done
troughs.
for quite a long time in this podcast. Still to bit because you just play the one game for quite a while.
Yeah, but even though, I don't know. But I'm feeling keen right now to play more games. So I think I'm not in a gaming lull right now. But I do the same up and down with movies and TV and Sometimes I don't want to touch a movie or a TV show for months on end, and then suddenly I want to binge them. So I don't know. So
Yeah, I'm the same, pretty much. Like, yeah, I think I'm always trying to play something. Partly being on here, thinking I've got to play new things, and I always look at all
The-
like
the Eye of
F-
Sauron looking down upon you.
yeah, I'm
right?
always looking at
That's you,
epic.
Neil.
What's
By the way.
What was it? Me?
But yeah, if I'm not, then I get into my TV or films or motorbike. I do something else. I find myself something busy to
There's
do.
always something to do.
Yeah. So I spend time with the missus sometimes.
Like, honestly, if anybody is young listening to this podcast,
I'll it.
when you get older, I don't know. I'm never bored, right? I can't. It takes a lot to get me bored because there's always shit to do. And so there's always shit to do. And then if there isn't shit to do, you're absolutely loving the fact that there's nothing to do, and being bored in itself is an activity, right? Having nothing to do, just sitting
really
around.
think I've been bored in a long time, really. I mean, my job's not great, obviously, but I'm not really bored. I'm too busy to be bored.
Yeah, there's always something to keep you occupied, even if it's nothing.
Yeah.
He also says, what is your favorite special effect in a movie? Doesn't have to be a favorite movie, just a scene or something you've seen and just couldn't work out how it was done.
I'm more of a practical effects person. I like Jim Henson's is it Jim Henson?
He's the Muppets.
Muppets, yeah, but he's done like
amongst
all the
other things.
Labyrinth.
Was it Black Crystal? Was it?
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that one. But I like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, puppets. You like puppets?
I like puppets. Like obviously, cartoonish ones, but I like Jim Henson and his art style and what he's done on stuff. Is it Jim Henson?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
I agree. Kermit riding the bike. It's always a classic.
Yeah.
How did they do it?
Well, is it literally mind blowing?
It is.
I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe. I can't wait. I haven't watched the Muppets in a while, to be fair. I have to say that, like, the stuff in the latest Mission Impossible was a bit like, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, give over. You can't your answer can't be the movie you saw last week.
It was 2 weeks ago, at least. Maybe 3. But honestly, the stuff at the end, it's just like, he can't be fucking doing this himself. It's fucking bonkers. He's fucking 60. There's no way he should be doing that.
There has to be a bit of poetic license in when he's.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there. It's just like, there's no way they could actually be doing this. It's fucking bonkers.
I wonder if like the best CGI now is the stuff that you don't realize is CGI.
That's what I was always the best CGI, but I don't think that is CGI. So
I think one of the ones that stood out to me was there's in Forrest Gump when he visits his old commander who's lost his legs, and there's a scene where he's coming out of the wheelchair and he's got no legs, and he transfers himself from the wheelchair over a brick wall to sit on this brick wall. And if you watch it, you're like, that. Where are his legs?
Because he actually has legs, obviously.
And then he must have legs. So how did he go through that brick wall? And and I've seen the making of it or whatever, and it's very clever.
Do they not like strap their legs like their feet to the sort of near your ass sort of thing?
No, it was all just CGI, but it was just so well done. It's just, and I think that's the I don't know, that one stood out to me. I really like that. That was good. But yeah, I like practical effects too.
Yeah, practical effects are always the best, aren't they? But I can't think.
But they're not always that great practical effects. But then CGI effects aren't great. Master Blackthorn's talking. I'm gonna have words here with Master Blackthorn because he says going back and watching old movies, I'm constantly impressed with how some movies still look great, like Terminator 2. The special effects for the Liquid Terminator back in the day were just mind blowing and still impressive today. I might have to take a little bit of.
I don't know. Have you watched it recently?
Yeah, and I didn't think it holds that great. It's not bad.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's bad. I wouldn't say it was bad.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said I don't I think it shows its age. It's showing its age.
It was pretty cheesy. Terminator 2.
Maybe still a great movie though.
That was nearly the
movie.
film that I bought with my 50% off voucher the other week. I was like, nah, I'm not. I ain't watched that. I actually ain't too bothered about watching that again.
Did you watch Pulp Fiction yet?
Not yet, no.
I think
you're never watching it.
I haven't had time.
If there's a film that's due a touch up, a good remaster, I think it'll be Terminator 2, and I think it would do very well.
I don't know. What can you do? Like, no, they can't ruin old films like that. They've done it with Star Wars and ruined old Star Wars.
Did they?
Yes.
What did they ruin? What did they ruin?
Have you seen the fucking Jabba the Hutt scene with Han Solo in the first film? Like, completely unnecessary. Total shit.
Fair enough. I'm not going to argue. Let's not go there.
I don't know. It's difficult to really remember the original cut without all of the space
I don't know.
battles.
Like the new stuff, like when they re-released it, like the planet explode or the Death Star exploding at the end. Finally, it looked good. If you go watch spoilers. If you watch the Death Star in the original Star Wars, it's not that great an explosion, and there's a lot that looks janky in that.
Where have you seen that then recently?
Where?
You can't see it anyway, can you?
Yeah, well, dude, I've only seen it about 80 times. Come on.
But you've seen the new version probably 79 times.
No, I haven't watched it that much, but I watched that movie to death. Everybody knows Star Wars back to front, don't they? I know there's going to be some I don't know who it is. Where's the guy hanging around who goes, I haven't seen any of the Star Wars movies. Fuck off. You know there's
only 3 anyway.
Them. You're only not watching Star Wars movies at that point, just so that you can say you haven't seen any Star Wars movies.
There was a point where it felt like it was impossible to avoid a Star Wars movie. So
how many are there now? 12, 13, 14?
Only 3 good ones. Ish. 3 good-ish ones.
I don't know.
I heard a controversial. One of my friends had a controversial take, and he actually liked the Phantom Menace. And
he must be the only person.
He's not the only person.
People that grew up with those, like, didn't know other Star Wars. They were great. Apparently,
mate, there's a whole army of children well, they're not kids anymore. Of people who enjoyed it as they were. That wasn't our Star Wars. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The echo chamber for us is that everybody goes, "That's not the Star Wars that we like, so it's shit," right?
What an annoying little twat that Anakin Skywalker was in that first movie.
Yeah, I think it's all grossly unfair.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, you're the echo chamber. You refuse to step outside the
seriously,
echo chamber.
Go and watch it again. Tell me he's not annoying.
We're the echo chamber, and you're reiterating my whole point. Is that it's just the knee jerk reaction is to say they're all shit. They're not. I don't know about.
Well, seriously though, the rolling around in fields. Do you not remember that bit? Is that the second one? That is the corniest pile of shit I've ever seen.
Well, whatever. So what?
It might as well have been a fucking Hallmark movie at that point. It's like, what is this fucking shit? So anyway, it's easy to fucking piss on the prequels, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe I'm just not in a pissy mood. I mean,
you must be in a very good mood today. I don't know.
I'm in a glass half full mood today, people. Can you tell? There's too much hate and war and shit going on. We need to love each other and just and
don't have to like Star Wars though.
It wouldn't hurt to maybe just be positive. That's all I'm saying.
I can be positive
about the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
The cinematography was good on them.
The original cuts were good. The first 3.
All right. What else have we got? He says, "Hope that makes sense." He says, "Hope that makes sense. If not, fuck it in the bin. Have a great show." Thank you very much, sir.
Didn't get quite as much out of this week's as we did last week. I feel like we chatted for fucking ages about something or other last week.
Last week was a monumentally long show. Not this week, though, people. Yet.
Fuck that noise.
Right, let's move on then to what we've been doing. Somebody's put in masturbating in my section. Who did that?
I don't know who did that. I assumed you did it.
Did I even have anything in that section? I've forgotten now.
It looks like you had masturbating in that section.
So I had quite the week. I might as well start. So it was, brutal. So my dog went in for surgery on Monday. So he had a lump, We knew he had a lump on his side, and then he also had a bump on his butthole, which had got bigger. So they tested the lump on him, and they were like, "Yeah, it's got cancer cells in it, so it needs to come out, or whatever, mast cells, or whatever they call it." I'm whatever. You tell me what needs to be done. Show me how much it's going to cost me, and then I'll tell you whether we're doing it or not. So they showed me the bill, and I was like, "That's not happening." And then I was like, "Yeah, we better do it." So anyway, we got him in there. He went in on Monday. That's quite stressful, right? You know, putting your animal. I've not really had to do that before. Put my animal in. I was quite stressed about it.
You have kids go in for sort of anything major.
Don't get stressed about that.
No?
Stressed about the dog. Actually, on the day of was fine. I'm quite pragmatic. That actually, when it came to just getting on with it, I'm one of those. I tend to be quite able to switch off and just do the job rather than whatever.
So
I'm not happy about it.
What is the job that you're doing? That you're
Like
saying?
taking the dog in the morning to the vet,
right.
which he doesn't like, handing him over to people he doesn't know to go under the knife, right? You know, it's
Just give him like something in his food to like make him sleep.
well, I guess that's what they anyway, they put him, you know, he was fine. Anyway, he went in, had the surgery, but I showed you guys the picture. It's pretty gnarly on this on his
it
side.
was a good one on his side, yeah.
Yeah, they really did a good number on him there. So he's got a big scar there with staples. I got to go in for
about
that.
6-inch square? Like
No, yeah, probably about 8-inch square, I think.
Oof, he's a big boy, isn't he? Jesus Christ.
He is a big boy, yeah. And then, so yeah, he was out of his nut basically on Monday to Wednesday. He was even more out of his nut on Monday because my wife fucked up with the pain medication and gave it to him too early. So he was fucking chasing rainbows on Monday night. We were having dinner and he was just staring at the wall. It's out of his box.
Were you jealous?
But anyway, yeah. Yeah.
Never noticed that little spot on that wall before.
Look at it. It's turning into a fractal.
It's moving.
Anyway, he's okay. He's got the cone of shame on now. He's sort of perked up today and yesterday, but now he's starting to wanting to get at his stitches. He's crafty so-and-so as well. He slinks off and then you go find him in the corner having a good old lick of his butt and all that sort of stuff. So he's after that, he's got the cone on pretty much all the time. So whatever.
But can't he not just like get it with his paws?
No, he can't reach. They're not as nimble. They don't not like us dogs.
Well, I can't get my back. Well, I couldn't get my toes up there to scratch my belly.
Well, there's things they can do that we can't, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But he can definitely lick his arsehole, so we have to stop him doing that.
I don't fucking fancy trying that, to be fair.
Well, you just have to ask. Anyway, so that happened. So that was pretty stressful. Then also on Monday, on the weekend, I had a bit of toothache. And I was like, I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. But then it was really
definitely
bad
not normally
Sunday.
good.
No, it wasn't good. And then I thought, wonder if it'll go away. And it was more, I could feel it in my jaw. And I was like, that's not good. So I thought I better go in. I called them on Monday. They're like, yeah, we can get you in to see the doctor now. Great. So now I went into that. I got to have a root canal on Monday. So both my dog and I
this Monday.
This Monday, yeah. Well, I went in there. He did it, looked at it, did some stuff, filed it down to take the pressure off, gave me a bill. The vets gave me a bill. My wife's radiator's got a leak.
Good job you were game pass, mate.
My mechanic's going to give me a bill. It's just been...
Oh, in a car?
Unreal, yeah. Just so expensive this week. I can't even begin.
My credit card's warm to the touch this month.
Oh, man.
It's been fucking mental this month.
Hopefully it's been some fun stuff you've been
there has been some fun stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
We've got paid for holiday, was one of it, a big chunk of it.
Yeah, what else was there? There was something else as well that came up. I can't even remember what it was. I'm losing track now. I just leave my wallet.
What's going on with your car?
Front yard.
What's going on with the car now then?
It's got a
just
small...
a Range Rover leak.
Yeah, it's got a leak in the radiator.
You ain't got anything with your car now, have you?
Nope, it's fine.
Apart from the old stuff that was always a bit weird.
Actually, my car's better than it has been. My locks work now.
Uh-oh.
I can lock it.
You can lock it?
Yeah. That's good.
Impressive.
Which actually has pissed me off.
Does it just fix itself?
No, the mechanic fixed it. But I got so used to it never being locked that it was actually quite nice. I just,
You just
all the time.
walk up to your car and open
Just
it.
walk up to my car and open it. Now I keep walking up to my car and opening it, and it's locked. I go, fuck.
Set the alarm off.
So yeah, that's about it. Stressful week. Lots going on. Lots of expense. But there you go.
Mm.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't seen anything. I don't think I've watched any movies. I don't think I've watched any TV this week. Just been.
Convinced my daughter to watch The Substance with me, but we haven't got around to it yet.
Oh, okay.
My wife is not fucking watching that yet.
Substance.
should get it.
That's the body horror one.
Demi Moore one, yeah.
Debbie Moore, yeah.
Yeah, you should
I want to
definitely
watch it. The missus doesn't want to watch it.
You should definitely watch it. It's brilliant.
I've got me 3 months of Mubi, which for some reason makes me think of man boobs. I don't know. But they're called moobs, aren't they? It's like, why told you a thing called Mubi? I don't know. Anyway, there ain't a lot else on there.
I don't think moobs is like
What?
like generally a real word, is it?
So obviously, well, it's probably in the dictionary now. Everything makes its way to the dictionary eventually. But,
Everything?
well, that's already in the dictionary. Everything.
Words
Been in there a
that
long
are
time, to be fair.
common use to get yeah.
Moobs.
Moobs is probably almost guaranteed. I reckon you can play it in Scrabble. So it's obviously a real word. So, but yeah, Mubi, M-U-B-I. That's what it's on for streaming, and I've got 3 months free with my LG TV. But I need to make sure I watch it within those 3 months, I guess.
You got a new TV then?
Huh?
You got a new
No,
TV?
they just like there's LG streaming week, so there's loads of offers. Like you can get Disney Plus for
okay.
like £3 a month for 3 months, but just the standard one with ads.
Right.
It's probably like saving you 50p a month. There's a load of Apple TVs £3 a month for 3 months on LG until some point soon. So there's a load of offers on there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I've been watching an Apple TV show this week. Started last week, and then I continued to watch while I was doing my ironing. And then last night I just watched 2 episodes while I was just sitting around doing nothing.
That's
Severance.
watching TV.
Yes, Severance season 2. I'm up to episode 6. Must be 6. How many is there? 8 this time. Can't remember. I feel like I've
I
got
don't know.
2 or 3.
Have you watched it, Dave?
I've watched it. Yeah. I think it was 8 or 10.
But there's like a whole episode. You're like, after the X-Files used to do this, it'd be like, what the fuck is this about? Why is it completely changed? And then, like, it sort of, well, it didn't do this in X-Files, but it did make sense by the end of the episode in Severance. But yeah, fucking weird show, but somehow very compelling. There's no way I can get my missus to watch it, I don't think. It's too fucking weird for her.
Right.
No, don't you think?
No, she's not going to go for that. But yeah, like I say, it's obviously really well like acted and stuff like that and directed. It's just very different to anything else really that you watch. Although Mubi does have Twin Peaks, which I think is Mubi has that. So there's fucking loads of Twin Peaks.
The moobs.
Something like 48 episodes of Twin Peaks. I was like, what?
So what I heard about Twin Peaks is that the first season's good and the rest of them are really shit until
I didn't watch this new stuff.
The last because they've done some different
Probably about 10 years ago, the new stuff.
Yeah. So the season 1's good. The other normal seasons are shit, and then they not redid it. They went back to it
Revisited
after a little while.
or something.
And they've done another season, and that one's good. But you've got to watch it all because it.
Otherwise, it doesn't make. Well, I mean, if you watch it all, it probably doesn't make any fucking sense either. But I remember I was probably too young to watch that when I watched it because it was just like, what the fuck is this about? When I watched it, but that was a long time ago. First series. So I don't know. I ain't watching all of that in 3 months. No way. But that's there. And I've got Pulp Fiction, so obviously as well to watch.
Pulp Fiction to watch.
I am going to watch that. I keep seeing fucking clips of it, and I'm like, oh, I need to fucking watch that again. It's so good.
All right,
Yeah.
Dave, you been up to anything? Or is that you done, Neil?
Yeah.
Talking about stuff you're going to
Well,
do? I mean,
other
that's
than,
really, we're
like,
scraping the
I can
barrel,
tell
aren't
you
we, when we're
about
talking about what
going
you
out
might watch.
all day drinking. I suppose I could tell you again. Like, you know,
Yeah, didn't you go out on a big bender?
we went out last Saturday. Went out about 1:30. Got home about 11:30. Went to work 8 o'clock Sunday morning.
How was
Ooh.
that?
What, work? I handed
Yeah.
in my I'm not fucking working Sundays form anymore on Monday after working last Sunday. I was like, I am fucking done with this Sunday. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave them a month's notice of I'm not working Sundays anymore, which means I've got 2 more Sundays because 2 Sundays I'm on holiday. I'm working the next 2 Sundays, and that's my month done. Not
Does
have
that
to
mean you'll
work.
have all weekends off then?
So I'll have Saturday and Sunday off. Well,
Nice.
the boss's boss come up to me and said, "Do you want to move your hours into other days in the week?" Then I was like, "Well, I don't need to, but if you want me to work extra, I feel like I need to work. It would be helpful if I worked extra hours these days, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, basically. I ain't working Saturday, in other words. So come back to me if you want me to work extra, and I probably will, but we'll see."
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Be nice, wouldn't it,
Well,
to go, don't fancy working some of these days.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, fucking Sun. Like when I
Like
first
most
worked
days.
Sundays, it was double time. And
Right.
now it's just the same as every other day, and it's a fucking nightmare every Sunday. And I'm just like, I ain't doing it anymore.
Why is it?
Because for some reason, it's still massively understaffed every fucking Sunday. And no one, funnily enough, wants to work Sundays. Can't imagine why.
Don't they have all the kids and everyone come and work on the Sundays?
What, like me?
Yeah, like you,
Yeah. One
fellow
of the
kid.
kids. Yeah. I skate to work on Sunday morning.
That'd be a
I was
great
just
job
about to say that.
if you're a student or you know.
You'd think they'd want to just fucking earn as much as possible. No.
Well,
No.
They have got, it's quite a lot of kids around. But it's just not enough people. And like, I just walk into an absolute shithole every Sunday and I don't want to do this anymore. So I ain't doing it now.
All right, Dave, what you been up to?
not a lot. My dad's gone in. Not my dad. My granddad's gone into a home. Somewhere between it's a place called Thrapston, between here and Peterborough. So, gonna be
That-
well. I've
Is
been to see him
is
a
that a
few
good
times.
move for him?
Well, he recently got diagnosed with dementia, and is also practically blind as well. And yeah, so he's like he was living at home on his own, but being visited, and he had a carer for a little bit, and it was just like, no, that you can't do this anymore. So they put him in this old person's home. I'm not sure if you've ever been to an assisted living home, but it's really it's nice. It's a really good one, but it's so weird. It's like a hotel basically. And yeah, so it's a bit of an adjustment for him. So we're spending trying to go up and see him twice a week, me and my sister.
Yeah, take a bit of time to adjust.
Yeah. So it's yeah, because he's got dementia, he's not really sure what's going on, and like uh, he's got it in his mind that he's still at his house, but living in a room in his house. But like, we don't want to keep telling him that it's not, because we don't want to upset him. But at the same time, it's like, no, you're at a new place now, and you've got these people to look after you and stuff, and yeah, he's getting round to it. So yeah, so we've just been doing that really. It's about 45 minutes from here, so I've been up twice after work.
Right.
But it
Yeah,
turns
good
it
for you.
into like a all day thing. We don't get back until about 9:30, 10.
Yeah, of course you do. So,
So
45 minutes away doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to do
no,
that twice.
yeah, and
Might
then
as well
like
call it an hour each way, and then you're into at least half a day.
yeah. So but yeah, it's one of them. I'm glad he's being looked after now. But he's already given some shit to some of the staff there. It's just like
Bit on the naughty step.
It's like he used to like he likes his beer, but they're not allowed beer there. So
What?
yeah,
Why not? Are they not allowed booze?
not allowed booze, not allowed any alcohol.
What?
No,
You
no,
might as
I
well put
know.
him in prison.
Well, you
That's
said
what he
this was a
said.
good one of these places.
Yeah, what up?
Well, I
What about,
think
can he smoke some of the old blunt?
so. He
Take him
doesn't.
some fatties.
He doesn't. I think because a lot of these people have got dementia and
That might make them
yeah.
a little bit more rowdy than
Y-
this.
Yeah,
Leeds.
exactly. So yeah, but
Oh, well.
he's been there
So
a
you're
week and
allowed, just
a bit,
allowed to go out and like,
he's not allowed out.
no, not on his
He's,
own,
he's,
obviously,
uh,
but like, are you allowed to
It
like
is
take him
prison,
away for
what?
like a weekend
It is
and
a
stuff like
prison.
that sort of thing?
no, not really.
You need to go take him a cake and
So
whatever's on the ends, put some beers inside it.
Okay. No nail files.
A couple of Carl's. What's the
No Carlsbergs
supers?
or Carlings. Yeah. Oh, super tenants or something.
Yeah.
yeah. So no, it's all right. It's just just getting used to it. He's put some weight on, so he's eating proper. Because what I think because even when he was at home and with some carers and stuff, I just don't think he was eating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like
So,
go in, have to do a load of probably got like fuck knows how many people to go around and see. And they're
Yeah.
like, probably put his dinner in, put it on a plate for him, and leave it in the kitchen. Dinner's in the kitchen.
Exactly.
I'm off now.
Yeah.
Make sure you eat it up, and then come back tomorrow and put it in the bin.
And
it's not been
that's the
done.
problem with dementia is that you just forget to look after yourself, forget to eat and drink, and yeah, it's So, but he's being looked after now, so that's good. So, yeah, I'm going to do that next couple of weeks as well. But yeah, luckily enough, it's been nice weather, so I've been going on the bike. So yeah.
Time you started thinking about a new one, isn't it?
I went out on my.
Here we go.
I went out on my last new one.
Here it comes, Neil.
No, I went out on the MV. I haven't been out on the MV like my last new one for quite a while now. So I was like, I went out on that, and yeah, it felt like a new bike to me because I hadn't ridden it for so long. Because yeah, I needed decent.
This is This is the key. Just have two bikes.
It's two bikes.
It feels like you've got a new
forget to
bike.
ride one for
Ride
such a
one
long
for ages,
time.
then go, oh yeah, I've got this other one.
Yeah.
Let's ride that for a Fair play.
So yeah, it's been nice. Yeah.
Good.
That's it. Really, I haven't really been watching. I haven't watched anything. I started watching The Last of Us actually. Watched episode 1.
Season 1?
Season 2.
Season 2. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, watched episode of that last night. But again, I went out and then by the time I got back and watched an episode, it was like
I heard
12.
Adjusted the story in episode 1. Excuse me. Or they've
changed it slightly.
Well, they've revealed something in episode 1 that doesn't get revealed in the game until later on, I believe.
Okay, I'd never played the games, so I don't know.
Yeah, I have. So.
Is it that they're becoming cleverer?
What, the zombies? Not zombies, sorry. The whatever they're fucking called. Are they called infected? Called infected? Can't remember. I don't think that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
I'm not talking about what happens. Because I ain't seen the TV show.
Do you not have seen season 1?
I've seen season 1, but I've not seen season 2.
Okay.
But I have played. Well, season 2 doesn't even cover the whole of Last of Us 2 game. So
does it not?
No.
All right.
That's it. That's been my
Okay,
week.
if that's it. Oh man, we are struggling today. I don't know about you. I'm beat.
Really? I'm feeling quite good today.
Oh yeah? You should be hosting.
I've had a proper shit day at work as well. It's just been so shit at work today, but now I'm in a good mood.
We should split the hosting duties. Do you not think? All right.
Well, we do.
Moving on.
When you don't fucking turn up.
That's what I mean. All right, let's move on then to what we've been playing.
Shall I do some videos tonight? I have not been doing them lately.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm not watching anyway, so. Makes no difference to me. Go on then, Neil.
Neil?
Me? You.
Me?
Neil. Go on, Neil.
Me.
You do one then.
Okay,
We'll go
right.
one and move on.
All right, well, more Doom. I don't know what to say more. I'm still playing Doom. What was that? Very strange noise that just occurred. Oh, I didn't come through like that on my headset. The
Oh,
first
right.
time. Yeah, so can't remember how many. I think there's 22 chapters, and I'm about probably 2/3 of the way through, I reckon. So it's just chipping. I was about to say something else, but I get through a chapter a day, roughly. But sometimes I don't play a day in a day. So not all. When I play, I usually play a chapter and then like, that'll do. But sometimes I play and I don't actually finish a chapter because someone might come in and need something doing or something. But it's still fun, and I'm still. Did I find a new weapon this week? I feel like I had a new weapon drop this week. I'm like still dropping new stuff. I'm like quite deep into this game, and I've got a lot of. There's a weapon wheel. My weapon wheel's full, and
Is it
there's
like
all,
massive?
there's like 8 things on your wheel. I think it's 8. Pretty sure it's 8, and then each one of those 8 things has like an alternate version. So there's a lot of guns, and they're all quite juicy. So it's fun. You should probably play it.
So what chapter are you up to now then?
I think it's 14.
Okay, right. Well, quite a long game then.
Yeah, it's quite big. Like I say, 22 chapters. I think it says.
Are you 100%
I haven't
in
played
them?
today. No, all of them. No, if I miss stuff, I'm like, that's annoying. But I
And
don't
you're
go
not going back. No.
No,
Not
I did a
yet.
couple of times.
No.
Yeah, there is. That's the you can go back. There's always an option to do that. I can go like I did. I played so far into the game, and then I went, I'm going to go back and see if I can find stuff from like chapter 1. And I still don't think I've 100%ed chapter 1, which is not very big. But I have 100%ed quite a lot of them. But last one I didn't. I was like, annoying.
Right.
But there we go. That is the thing.
Yeah, I got to get that downloaded.
It's fucking good. If you liked the last 2, I feel like this is probably better than the other 2.
Yeah?
It's been a while since I didn't really get on with Eternal,
No, no one did.
but
Well, some
I've-
people probably
I'm
did.
having.
but
I
we
feel like
didn't.
I played through 2016, and I just feel like I'm having more fun with this. You get to the point. There was points. What I remember about the first one, or the 2016 one, was like you'd be progressing through, and you'd hit like a fucking crazy hard boss. Well, it felt like a boss. And then the next level, there were like fucking 3 of them, and it was like, they didn't seem that hard. I don't know if they made them easier as you went through, but like you go like be fighting through all your minions, and then you'd be like, "What the fuck? This guy's new," and he'd just fuck you up a few times, and then you'd eventually fucking kick his ass and be like, "Yes!" And then the next fucking room, like it felt like if that was the end of the level, when you walk into the next level, in the first room you walk into, there's fucking 3 of them. You're like, "What the fuck?" But it didn't ever seem as hard when there was more of them. I don't know why. And I can't really remember the end of that game now. But I don't know. The shield thing is pretty cool in this game. The parry
Yeah.
and that, and like, it gets fucking frantic as fuck. Like mental amounts of enemies around, and there's multiple of them. Like because they do the green flash attack type thing means you can parry one. Sometimes it's a projectile. Sometimes they're going to like leap at you. It's quite a big parry window on the setting I'm on. So like, I can miss it still, but like if you see them coming and you press the right mouse button for me, that's the shield. It goes ping, and like you do the parry, they're staggered, and you like go and wallop them with I've got a flail as my melee weapon now. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but not just a fist now. I've got this fucking ball on a chain, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it is nice. And I've upgraded it so like when you wallop someone with it, it sets them on fire and things like that. Yeah, it's fucking this.
Yeah, I got to get that downloaded, and I'm not playing it on the Xbox. I'm going to play it on my PC to the big.
Yeah,
TV.
mouse and keyboard is the way to go.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, oh yeah. It was mouse. It's fucking Doom game. Play your mouse and keyboard.
I don't think I played any of the Doom games mouse and
Oh,
keyboard.
I played the 2016 on my PS4, so obviously didn't do that. But I would. Well, you can try both, but I really.
I think
enjoyed
you're
playing
probably
mouse and
right
keyboard.
though. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Probably best to go mouse and keyboard.
You can play mouse and keyboard probably on the Xbox if you want.
Yeah,
I
well,
would-
thinking about it, I mean, Doom 2016 was pre-PUBG, and PUBG was really when I taught myself mouse and keyboard,
Yeah.
right? Shooters. So yeah, I haven't really had a chance to. I can't remember. I think Doom Eternal.
I've not.
just did it.
Obviously, I haven't played Doom this one on my controller. It's probably fine, but it's a first-person shooter. You play on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Yes. Okay. All right. I can go next then. I'll just go with what I started. I started Avowed.
Okay.
I don't like the tone of voice though.
You
I
know,
knew
or
this
should
was
you?
coming. I knew this was
I
coming.
ended up on some beach with a guy in blue,
Yeah.
asking me what we're gonna do. Kept giving me choices of questions. His answers, none of it made any fucking sense to me. I was like, "Fuck this! No, I'm out of here." And then that's it. I uninstalled it.
I knew this was coming. I just knew it. You're wrong.
It's just not for me.
No, it could be. You'd played Skyrim.
I didn't like Skyrim though.
Respect Skyrim.
Don't say that around Duke.
So right, it's not here.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was going to be my cup
Where
of
were
tea.
you playing that on the Xbox?
Yes. Through streaming. So
Mouse and keyboard.
sorry.
Hang
Neil.
on. So through streaming. So you
Right.
downloaded it on your computer and then you streamed it to your TV.
No, it's downloaded on my Xbox, streamed to my Apple TV upstairs.
Oh,
But you're on a Series S though, aren't you?
Yeah. So I use one cast on the Apple TV to cast from my Xbox, and I use Steam Link to cast to my Apple TV from my PC.
And then you thought the latency is terrible, so I'm going to install it.
I got Moonlight working.
No,
by
it
the
had
way.
nothing to do with the latency.
I know, I'm joking.
And in
I
fact,
got-
the latency was fine. I
Yeah.
started playing. Actually, what I did find was on the one cast, there's tons of streaming options as well. I think somehow it ties in with Game Pass or whatever, or some sort of streaming stuff. I had not quite worked it out, but I did start playing. What's the one? Journey to the Savage Planet? Is that it? The first one.
Yeah, maybe.
They've just talked about the second one, haven't they? Just released the second
Revenge
one,
of the Savage Planet or something?
something like that. That game looked all right. I liked it. The humor, the
Played the
way it was
first one.
built. Yeah. It seemed like it was okay. I didn't play a lot of it, but I played a bit of it. It was all right,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so I was going to
So-
say, I got Moonlight working. Because what I thought, when I set it all up, I had my Moonlight on my Apple TV saying to try and stream at like 150 megabits per second, which was the best option there was. I was like, well, I've got like fucking gigabit internet here, so I should be able to do that. But it didn't work until I dropped it to 20 megabits per second, and then it worked.
What?
But it was streaming like, I don't think it was streaming at 1080p. not
Streaming, no, but you're streaming from your PC.
from a
though,
PC,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so your gigabit internet is a moot point, right? Because that's your speed of data coming into
data
your
that's
house.
coming
It's
through,
got
yeah.
nothing to do
So
with
what-
your LAN.
No. My cables I've got a gigabit switches everywhere. My router's gigabit capable. So my home network should be gigabit.
Should be, yeah. But what I'm saying though is like your reference to your download speed is a moot point compared to how, just generally, I would say how your LAN performs.
Well, I've got
right?
Cat7 Ethernet cable running up from my PC to a router, which then is a router plugged with like Cat6 or whatever to a switch, which is then connected to Cat6 to a Apple TV. So it should be able to run
Right.
like a gigabit.
Yeah, no, look, and I'm not arguing that. I'm saying, in theory, everything should work perfectly, but in the world that
Wasn't
we
having
live
it,
in,
No, so it didn't work until I dropped it down to 20 megabits per second, and I was like, oh, it fucking works now.
yeah, right. There you go.
So yeah. Mate, I don't know.
See,
what
I
you
would
were
be on my
trying.
OneCast playing Blueprints or whatever it
Yeah.
is,
Well, that's what I
and
was
as soon
playing on my Apple TV.
and then it starts juddering. I'm like, what the fuck? And it always coincides just after one of my children go to the basement. So I'll be playing, no problems. Child goes to the basement, everything's fucked because they're
Yeah.
turning their PCs on and updating a game or downloading something or whatever. So, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. Things are working better than they ever used to.
But yeah,
But
it looked good at 20 megabits. I was like, oh, maybe I don't know. It was it would be run great for a while, and then it would get that a few seconds, maybe 10 to 30 seconds of like it sort of gone a little bit juddery, not proper bad, but it was like, you know, when I complain when we're playing Hunt and I'm going from like 120 frames per second, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, why is it running at like 46 frames per second now? And then it goes to like 25. I'm like, it looks like shit. I can't play it. It does that a bit, but when you're playing Blueprints, it doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. It's Blueprints. It doesn't really matter.
doesn't matter. That's the thing. You pick and choose your games on these
Yeah.
streaming
Yeah.
platforms.
But
And when
I know it's noticeable occasionally that it goes, well, I don't know what happens. For some reason, it just suddenly goes, well, I'm just going to run a little bit shitter for the next 10
Yeah.
to 15 seconds, and then it's going to be fine again. What the fuck was going on there? So, yeah. But it was working anyway.
All right, Dave, what you got? You got something in there?
What have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing Astroneer. Played a bit more today actually. This is a game I downloaded in 2016. It's in early access. And I probably played it for a couple of hours and went, that's all right, but
Really?
it's pretty
I
early
played
and it
fucking
changed.
loads of this game.
Did you?
I played it for ages.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know why I thought, oh well, I saw it. I saw it had a big update a couple of
What did I
days
just
ago.
say it was called? The Elevated update.
Yes.
So you've got this on Steam, because I was
Yeah.
playing the Game Pass version.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I can
Remind us what this game is about.
This is about you're a astronaut and you've landed on a planet and you've got to. It's quite a cartoonish art style with voxel-based geometry, and you've got to mine resources, create. You have blueprint printers, which you build your base up from, and you can like use soil centrifuges, and you need to do research. So getting research objects. So I'm just watching the video here, and they've got a very nice base. Mine's not
Huge
that pretty.
factory, Dave.
Yeah.
They've got going by the look of it.
Yeah, that's nowhere. That's nothing like mine. Mine's just sort of cobbled together bits. And you've got to plug all the machines into each other, and you've got power and.
You have to everywhere when you're exploring, you have to run an oxygen line, don't you?
Yes, yeah. Or you don't have to, but if you don't, then and you run out of oxygen, you die. But there's no death penalty. The death penalty is that you leave your equipment where you were, and then you can just go back
Souls-like,
and
is that what you're saying?
It's no. There's literally no penalty. There's no.
You just
Oh
drop
no.
all of your stuff and you have to reclaim it.
You just drop your stuff, but if you die again, then
You don't
it
lose it.
doesn't disappear. No.
Souls light then.
Souls light, yeah. But yeah, you can manipulate the geometry, and that's the kind of big
You've
thing about this.
start with that gun basically. It's like a gun thing. Is that
You
you've
start
always
with
got
a
that?
terrain deformer. Yeah, you've always got that.
Well,
Yeah,
you can
don't have.
make things disappear and then chuck it somewhere
Yes,
else, can't you?
exactly. You can reduce or increase the amount. If you've got soil in your canister, which you can attach to the gun, you can add or smooth over. And then yeah, it's expanded a lot since I played it in 2016. There's a bit of a mystery about it in that you land on these planets and you find like artifacts of previous like both expeditions there, and also like an alien. I found a teleportation device that sent me halfway across the world, and it looks like there's a couple of those around the world, and I think there's something in the middle as well.
I remember is there's resources on each planet, but some you have to go from like one planet to another to find different. You find different resources on
Yes,
different
that's where I
planets.
got to in my last game. It was a lot easier to get to that point in my last game than it was this one. There's a lot more sort of cave systems and things like that. So I haven't even built a spaceship yet to explore the other planets. But I think the idea is that, yeah, different planets have different resources which you build up and use. I don't know what the end game was. I just thought it was fun. I thought I haven't played this in a long time. It's big
It's
update.
multiplayer, isn't it? You can play a co-op.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I like. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass, but I put a good few out. Like, I don't know. It was. I don't think it was over 100, but it was definitely multiple tens of hours that I played this. I don't know
Yeah,
when that
it
was.
is. It is on Game Pass.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you can play it.
I don't know if it's as up to
you can
date on
stream
it
it.
because I think there was a discrepancy between the versions back when I used to play it, between the Steam version and the Game Pass version. I don't know if that's all sorted out now. It's all
Right. Don't know. But yeah, it is supposed to be cross-platform. It does say on Steam, it is cross-platform. So whether, as you say, whether there's a discrepancy about how quickly they update or whatnot, I don't know.
I think there's potential for tomfoolery between, like, you can mess about with your friends and like make them do silly things.
I've also noticed there's some DLC as well, Glitch Walkers Edition, which adds something else as well. It is weird because I did find something in the world that like basically shattered the sky. And I was like, "What's going on here?" And that must be to do with that. That must be like something to do with that. I don't know.
But it does look like a sort of less detailed version of some of the games that you play, like your Satisfactory.
Yeah, it's a very light version of that, and it, well, I say it's on Game Pass. You can play. What's it called? Do the online play, whatever is that online play? What's the little symbol just to play? Stream play.
Oh, cloud
play. Yeah. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really simple one. The exploration is good. And doesn't penalize you if you die.
You can
the world,
build
the world's
cars,
pretty.
I've
I've got a
drive around
rover.
on fucking like it's like I say,
Yeah.
I reckon it could be a good crack with a few people.
Yeah,
making your own fun, or making your own missions.
I've got two trailers attached, and I tried to reverse it, and it just fucking flips out. And it's like, no, I can't reverse something with two trailers on because they all concertinaed on each other, and went bad. But yeah, it's good game. Yeah, it'd be good to see if the actual crossplay works. Yeah.
I'll be up for playing a little bit again. I did enjoy what I played of it, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, might actually progress if there's two players as well. Cause...
Yeah, well, I managed to get off the planet in my rocket in that last time, and I was pooping around from planet to planet as far as I remember, getting different resources and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you played it more than I think I've put in about 6 hours so far on this playthrough, and
Rookie numbers, Dave.
I know.
It's not even. Yeah, you find that down the back of the sofa.
Yeah.
Fancy that, Fraser? A little bit of Astroneer on your Game Pass?
I don't know. You're asking a lot of me these days to try and get me to play a game that requires work like that. I don't know. I have all the. I don't know. I need something.
Find out
I don't know. I don't know. Never say never. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, what else we got? Come on.
Where does it tell you how long you've played a game on Game Pass?
Oh, jeez. Good radio.
People are used to it by that. Me. Who's next? Is that me?
Are you
saying I've got to go?
Are you saying they're used to the low standards that we pump out?
You'd think by now. Sorry, I'm just queuing up a video. I played a new game. Came out. I think it came out last week. Okay, it's called The Alters.
Yeah, I heard somebody mention this. I then saw that it exists. I would like to know about this.
It's well, where do I start with this game? Is it
shit?
No, it's not shit. Well, I haven't played enough to say it was definitely not shit. But I played a while of it, a good hour and a half probably. So you're basically this dude, Jan, something, can't remember his name, who you wake up in, like, you're on a mission basically to discover stuff in space, and you're in your hypersleep type thing, whatever it's called, stasis or whatever, and you wake up in your pod, and you get out of your pod, but there's supposed to be loads of your friends, crew, whatever, like colleagues, that you're all supposed to have landed together, basically, but you're not.
Why
So,
not?
because something went wrong.
Oh no! What?
Yeah, fucking
What
believe
went
that.
wrong, Neil?
What an original
Well,
concept.
Are you going to fix it?
I think that's
who's gonna
the
fix
point
it?
of the game is I guess you're going to
Surely-
try and fix
surely
it.
you can't
But
fix it on your own.
the thing, you're not going to fix it with your colleagues because it turns out they're all fucking dead. Spoilers for the first 10
Oh,
minutes.
spoilers!
First 10 minutes. So what you have to do is you finally find your
When you finished crying.
base, yeah, once you get your shit together. You find your base, which is like a big fucking wheel, huge wheel, not like a London Eye wheel, but it's got like compartments in the middle of it instead of spokes. And so you go into your base, and there's different rooms in your base.
Peace.
Like a communications room, a command room, blah blah blah, like storage rooms.
Hang on, this
And-
looks a bit like a Fallout shelter.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, like, or like XCOM. You have that part of
Yeah.
that's part of the game is like building a base,
Okay.
and instead of like, because you've got no crew, you're like whatever, you have certain skills, like you have a very particular set of skills, like Liam Neeson, but you need other people with particular sets of skills to help you. So it gets to a point in the
Ah.
game, and the computer, or you're communicating with someone back, but it's all broken because everything's broken. Like the speech, you're going to get in parts of the speech. So you basically, the game tells you, fuck off and do this. So you go and do that, and you collect some resources from the local environment, bring them back to the base, and then you find this stuff called, is it radium or something? Something, I don't know. Fuck. Radium is an actual thing, isn't it? So it's something, can't remember, something with dium at the end, or dillium or something, and it's like a magic new element that is really powerful.
Lamium.
It's not lamium. But anyway, this thing like enables you to do magic things, basically. Not sort of magic things. But one of the things, you've got this quantum computer on your base, and you can go to the quantum. It gets to a point in the game, and the guy tells you, go to the quantum computer and do this. And the thing you do is create another version of your. Well, it looks back at all of your life, like gives you these points, branching points in your life where you can like create a new version of yourself. Like if you like, so you can pull someone from an alternate reality, effectively, where you did one thing in
You know this,
your
don't
history.
you? You know you're on a hiding to nothing with this review, that we're not taking it seriously at all. It's just
I don't care. I try and go through this regardless of your interruptions. So I've got to explain to the three
Sometimes it
listeners that might actually be listening. So now you're trying to throw me off my thing. And so, yeah, there's a point in your life where the first one, it's all gifted to you, basically. You don't have any options. It's like your dad was a bit of a dick, it turns out, to your mum. And you didn't stand up for your mum. You fucked off to college and tried to do this, and you had this life, whatever, went off that path. Your first version of you that you create is you stand up to your dad, and it puts you on this different path. And so you see that different path and everything, that all these different life events that happened as on this new thing. And then this guy appears, and he's not too happy to start with. The first guy, he's like, "What the fuck is going on here? Why am I here? What the fuck is
But
he
it's
doing?"
you.
But it's another version of you, but he's a right dick to you. And you have to try and like get him on side. There's a load of conversation shit you have to do to try
Oh,
and if
no.
you to make it's that like Telltale thing where, like, if you say something, they go, they don't say so and so will remember that. It goes like, comes up with like red bubbles, like frustration or whatever. Or if you say the right thing, it goes green and it like makes them happier. So there's that part of the game. Literally, I've just made the one guy, but you end up with loads of versions of yourself all doing different shit. But
Yeah, I was looking at
I
the
don't know if
cover.
you can flick between loads of, or whether you just control the main dude.
Look,
And, like,
I can
to
barely
get
keep
everyone.
myself happy, let alone other
Yeah.
versions of me from
Well,
different.
yeah, this is
fucking-
maybe you need to play this game and learn, Dave. So that's one part of the game, is this whole creating new guys and having the conversations and getting them on side and making. You got to try and create this team to get where you manage to get the wheel moving. Like, it literally is a big fucking giant wheel that moves around the planet then, because the planet's fucked and you've only got so many days to get off the planet or whatever. But then you obviously, the second part is this like third, like that's all sort of like a bit more than it's a fancy Fallout Shelter. Like, you're in, like, it's 3D, but it's like all on this 2D plane and you're wandering around your base from room to room. And then the other part of the game is just in sort of full third person exploration mode on the planet's surface, looking for all these resources. I think there might be bad things around that you might need to avoid and stuff like that, possibly.
This game's got loads of good
It's
reviews.
got loads of good reviews, yeah, and it looks pretty fucking awesome. Visually, it's very, very impressive, and it was fun what I played. But I literally played that one session, and then I ain't played it since. Not because I don't think it's good, but because it's just like, I need to get this other shit done. Like, I need to finish Doom. But I wanted to play it because I'd heard all this good stuff about it. I was like, it does look fucking cool, and it sounds interesting. I don't know if I've made it sound interesting, but it's a bit different.
They've done quite a lot, actually, haven't they?
I can't remember who does it.
Frostpunk, Children's of Morta.
Right, okay. Oh yeah, I love that. Children's of Morta. That was good.
Yeah. This War of Mine.
Okay.
Anomaly. Yeah.
Yes, this is definitely a big step up graphically from all of that other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
This doesn't look like any of those games.
I think I might check this out for all my tomfoolery.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's interesting and a bit different, bit weird, bit sci-fi.
Okay, that's The Alters. What have I got on here? Split Fiction. I got that out from the library.
What? No way.
Yeah, it came around again. Yeah, I managed to grab my daughter and we sat down and played for a bit. We only played probably an hour. It's just more of the same. If it takes two, I don't really think there's much. Not that there's what. It's the same premise, right? I think that's the thing. Like, you and I played It Takes Two, Neil.
Yeah.
It was okay.
We played it one session and then we never went back to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, we played it. We never really got stumped. We just plowed through it, and it was okay. I mean, whatever. And this is more of the same, right? It's very easygoing, but it is I feel like it's a lot more arcadey. Well, maybe that's just the section that we were on. So you basically, the premise behind it is there's a load of people who have written books get offered to go visit the publisher. This group of people go visit the publisher, and then the publisher says, we need you to put these suits on. We're going to put you into this virtual reality machine or whatever. And they're like, what the fuck is all this about? One of them's complaining. Everyone else is like, yeah, we'll do it. And then the one who's complaining is the sassy, moody girl. And then you've got this bubbly, effervescent English girl or whatever. One of them's into fantasy. One of them's into sci-fi. The moody one has an argument, and then with the people who are trying to put her into this VR, she falls into the other girl's VR bubble, and then the two of them get transported into the worlds of their books. And then one of them is a fantasy book, the other one is a sci-fi book, so you switch between the two. Each level, you're in basically a sci-fi or a fantasy level, trying to get to the end, but to something they call the glitch, I think it is, and then that takes them to the next chapter or something like that. You know, they're always going, shouldn't you know what's going to happen next? It's your book, and all that shit's going on. But ultimately, you've just got to work together, split screen to get to the end. You know, something's happening here, something's happening there. Yeah, more of the same. It was all right.
Not better than the first.
No, because I don't think the It Takes Two
Story's
was.
probably slightly better. Surely it was a bit of a grim
I like
premise.
I
the
like
first
this
game.
modern one. Yeah, I like this one better. I didn't really like that. I don't know. I thought the environment in It Takes Two was pretty good. I didn't like the characters that much. I thought they were a little bit on the annoying side. But this one looks as though it's got a little bit more pizzazz and all the stuff. It looks better. I think it's a lot more going on in the environments. Actually, I will say there was one bit in one of the sci-fi sections where you're jumping across these spaceships and then there's things turning up that was pretty cool. I'll give him those dues. And like I was basically smashing these things to release energy bombs, and Madeline had this device where she would grab them and throw them at the guy who was trying to kill us. So it was sort of like I was feeding her the ammo and she was destroying them. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was supposed to go back to the library yesterday. I forgot to take it back, but given the chance, I may see if I can do another level or two with her or somebody. Because yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Is it floating my boat? Not massively. Is it good? Yes.
You won't
Should
play it without Madeline. Then.
Nah, probably not. Stan doesn't want to play it. I don't know if I can play it with my wife. Yeah, I mean, Madeline's a good video gamer, so it's. Look, let's just call it like it is. Like, we don't like, you don't want to play it with someone who's lame, do you? Right?
No. Is that why we didn't finish?
That's why. No, that's why I don't. No, that's why. Well, why don't you play it with your wife? It's not going to happen, right? No, it's not going to happen.
It's going to lead to arguments.
It absolutely would lead to arguments. Like when I played video games with my kids, right? When I played with them when they were young kids, it went from this is cute to absolutely infuriating very, very quickly.
Like, just give it to me.
So, but yeah, Madeline's a good gamer, so that's fine. Yeah, so that's Split Fiction. Definitely worth a look.
On Xbox that you
PS5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not on any streaming or like what do you call it services yet? No old Game Pass or
no, it's in its
PS Plus
honeymoon period, right? No. All right, Dave, you've only got one left. Neil, do you want to do another one?
I can do. Oh yeah, I could quickly talk. I have not played loads this week, to be honest.
I can imagine.
Played the next level of Hitman. I'll get it up on the screen if I can. Which is an area called Sapienza. This is from the Hitman 1. I don't know. It was always like people used to bang on about Sapienza being a really nice environment. So it's like a place in Italy on the coast, like a coastal town, and it's fucking gorgeous. Incredible, like graphical, like zone, like
yeah,
literally, like it looks amazing. Like with the upgrades to Hitman 3, when you're playing Hitman 1, but like it's. I don't know if this video will really do it justice, but because I don't think this is up to date, maybe. But it's it looks fucking gorgeous, and you're a hitman, so you got to go and kill some people, basically. But you're potting around in this town, and the first thing there's like a little restaurant. You overhear this guy speaking on the phone. He's a psychiatrist, I think. And he needs to help this guy that you're supposed to kill. And he looks remarkably like you. So I was like, I'm going to try and become that guy and infiltrate as him. Which is what's happening on the screen. So you need to basically, I found there was like, it tells you to basically like mug off a waiter and bin him in a box. So you can dress as a waiter and go to his table and then poison his drink probably. And like he goes to the toilet, throws up, and you like knock him out or whatever and dump him in a box, take his clothes. But I never.
Did you do that to somebody last week?
Didn't get that far because I didn't know. I managed to get as far as bin the waiter in the box, and I was.
Did it all go to hell in a handbasket?
And I was like, that took fucking ages. And then the guy wasn't at his table anymore. I was like, fuck. So I was running around as a waiter for ages, no point. Went off, found another way to get into this big mansion that you've got to get into. And you overhear another, like, some woman shouting up at some guy like, this is your first day on the job, get your fucking trousers on when you gotta go to work, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, right, okay, so, and it goes, then it's like, you get this, like, press a button or whatever, and you get the spiel from your handler. It's like, this could be a good way in, blah, 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 blah. You could just, like, well, dress as this guy. He's never met this chef before. It's his first day. You could go and dress as him and just, like, then get into the escape this way. So I managed to do that one. Because you go up to the guy's apartment, and the door's locked, but you ain't got the key. So there's a doorbell. You ring the doorbell. He comes to the door. He goes, "What's up, dude?" In Italy, obviously. Speaks full American. Like, and you're like, just don't say anything. And he goes, "Oh, okay," and fucking shuts the door and fucks off. But they leave his door open, so you can, like, he goes back to his balcony, just fucking around doing nothing. So you can then sneak in, open his door, sneak in, go into his bedroom, nick his clothes, and a key card to get into the mansion, and all this sort of stuff.
You don't
There's
have to knock him out or something.
No, I didn't have to. I literally just left him on the balcony and snuck around him in his apartment
And took his clothes.
and took his clothes. And he never got angry. So that was how I got into the mansion. And then it's like, you go and meet the chef, and he wants you to make some pasta sauce for the guy. You're like, oh, I've got to make some pasta sauce. I think that'd be a good place to put some poison, wouldn't it? But the only poison I'd found was some, like, sedative. So I hadn't found, because if you find rat poison, it makes them feel sick and they go to the toilet and throw up, which, like I say, I didn't get that. But about 20 minutes after I'd fucking got in and done that, I found about fucking 3 loads of rat poison, a completely different place in their mansion. That's annoying. But anyway, what happened was I made the pasta sauce for the guy, put the sedative in, rang the bell, and then just watched whatever happened. Waited to see what would happen, and I was just around the corner, like, watching. These 2 bodyguards come with him, and he eats his pasta, kills the chef over, tells him it sucks, it's fucking disgusting, because the chef's not been able to make a good pasta sauce like his mummy used to make, and he's fucking complaining that it's shit. And then he gets up and goes to walk away, and he gets halfway up the stairs and he just fucking collapses on the floor, and all the fucking guards went into high alert, and I was like, oh fuck. And they're like looking for people. I'm like, okay, this doesn't work, because he just fell asleep on the stairs. I thought he might get a bit further, but no. So I was like, that didn't work. But what I had found in the meantime was an exploding golf ball, and he's a golfer, and there's a guy.
What?
Yeah. So, like, further around the corner in the resort, I overhear this guy on the phone, because there's 2 people who got killed, a guy and a woman. And this guy's on the phone. He's talking himself up to talk to this woman, because he's a bit of a Lothario, this guy, apparently. You hear from your handler. And he's knocking off this woman on the sly, kind of thing. So the golf coach for the dude, they're not seeing each other, these 2. I think they're brother and sister. I can't remember what the relationship is anyway. But so you overhear him on the phone, like, talking to the woman. And they're like, oh, okay. So he's gonna call a woman to the room. I found her room. It's literally around the corner. And so I need to kill her in the sly, well, no one's watching. So it'd be a good way if I can disguise myself as this guy and wait in her room with the lights off. Then she'll come to the room, and then I'll just kill her. But in the meantime, what happened was, I walked over to the guy's. The actual target he's got a golf lesson with this guy. He's the golf coach. So I dropped an explosive golf ball in the bucket of golf balls where this guy's going to have his lesson. And then I was just pottering around, like, how am I going to get this guy here? And then it was just like, bang! And I got the achievement for killing the guy. And I'd killed the golf coach at the same time. I was like, that's put a bit of a fucking dampener on it. I can't go and fucking disguise myself as a golf guy now, because his clothes are all fucking torched to fuck, and I can't sit in his room, can't disguise myself as him. Plus there's loads of fucking people looking around the area now. By the time they'd all fucked off, though, I know they took his body away and everything. So I was like, I can't get his clothes then. So I just fucking nicked his phone, which was on the floor, called the woman anyway, got her to come down to her room, hid in the bathroom closet, She came to turn the tap on in the bathroom to overflow, hid in the cupboard right next to the tap, and then she was like, "Come in, turn the tap off." And she was stood there. It was like, then she goes to walk away, and I just come out and fucking like right up. And so I got the kills. Wasn't very finessed again, but the golf ball one was pretty funny. But it did like have repercussions to my plans to all the other stuff. And like there's fucking so much like so many variables in it. It's not a massive area, and it's just like there's loads of stuff that you can loads of different ways. Like it goes at the end of the mission, it's like brings up the challenges. There's fucking like 30 of them. It's like I did about 4.
Yeah,
like,
I
there's
remember that. I
fucking
didn't play
loads
a
of
lot of
replayability.
Hitman, but I remember being impressed with the level designs and
Yeah.
how much.
Well, this
and
has
the
taken
amount
that
of
to a whole new
options.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
It is very cool. So I haven't played. I've just did that, and then I left it, and I'll definitely go back to it and carry on from there. But yeah, it's like it takes ages for me. I'm like, what am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do there? I could do this, could do that, and then like you miss opportunities for loads of things if you like dilly dallying about. I've watched people streaming, and they're just literally like running around like fucking nutters in like. No one's batting an eyelid. It's like, why is this guy running around like fucking everywhere?
They know where all the triggers are.
yeah.
It's get away with, yeah. That's cool.
So, but yeah, it's like if you played it so much that you can sort of break all of the immersion of it. But it's,
all games are there.
Trying to be it like a hitman and be sneaky and do it properly. It's the fun for me.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard loads of people say this is like an all-timer, absolute all-timer Hitman. That once it had all come out and they've bundled it all together, the fucking content that you've got, and like there's still like live events going on now. So
good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like it's an amalgamation of like 5 different Hitmans, and they've put loads of stuff into it.
Yeah,
because they've remastered 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, brought
maybe
everything up
3.
to the latest version, and it's all
Yeah,
ray
so
tracing and
like
everything. It
fun.
looks fucking like you look in a mirror. It's like perfect reflections and all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah.
What is this on Steam?
I am playing it on Steam. Yeah, I bought it on Steam when it was super cheap.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, I've got mention Hunt Showdown, I guess. Only from the point of view. Yeah, only from the point of view that they had the new patch was coming out on yesterday, wasn't it?
Wednesday.
Yesterday. No, yesterday morning.
No, it's always a Wednesday.
Did it come out on Wednesday?
Yeah, well, it was supposed to come out. It came out Wednesday and then it didn't come out on Wednesday.
And then it was Thursday it came out, yeah. So anyway, yeah, they released the patch with the new event on Wednesday. It didn't work.
Well, it did work, but then once they got too many players on there, something was not right. They said it was down to they tested it with a small player base, but once they had loads of players playing, weird things started happening which were not supposed to be happening.
Yeah, people were saying they weren't able to purchase stuff, or they weren't getting whatever. Anyway, so it didn't work. So they rolled it back. So I downloaded it on Wednesday morning. Didn't work. So then re-downloaded the old patch, the old version, Wednesday afternoon, and played some Hunt. I had a great night playing Hunt on my own on Wednesday night. There is something nice about playing solos once in a while, just going out on your own. And I finished all the challenges that I had outstanding. I had a great laugh setting people on fire and stuff, and Bounty Clash. It was brilliant.
I did see you online actually, and you wasn't actually on Discord or anything. I was like, oh, you're playing some singles.
Yeah, sometimes you just got a solo, haven't you? So that was cool. And then on Thursday they re-released the patch, the new version, and it works. And we played last night the new event, which is fine.
New old map.
Yeah, that's the thing that's most important, is the new old map. DeSalle is back, which is, we were you didn't play last night, did you, Neil? No. So, but it's one of those things. It's you've played as much as we have in that, and you'll find this when you go back in. The map like the back of your hand. It looks new but totally familiar. It's very strange, right? But when you play it, you're like, oh man, yeah, I had so many good fights here. It's really like visiting an old place you haven't been to for a while, literally, right? I suppose it is. But we went up through King Snake Mine, and you're like, oh yeah, I had some great fights at King Snake, and then down to your mill where you had all your super
Wicked.
game back in the days. Oh, and it was the same mill. As we walked up there, Matt was like, oh yeah, this place, this was where we really had and I went, it's the Crossbows with Defo, and he was like, yeah, we had some great explosive crossbow matches here, and just so yeah, that's great. So that put a smile on our faces, I think, last night, going back to the old map. Looking forward, I'm gonna play some more tonight for sure. So yeah, that's nice. Nice, they've sorted it out. Typical
Yeah.
Crytek shitting the bed every time. But I mean, if you're a hunt veteran, then it's it's nothing we haven't seen before. And if you get annoyed about it, more fool you. So
Imagine
yeah, it's all good.
harping on about the fucking UI for fucking months on end.
Well, they've adjusted some stuff now, so they've adjusted some
Ooh.
things in the UI on the loadout. But it's early days to see how much better it is. But what I've seen so far seems better. So,
Okay.
and what else have they changed? There was something else I noticed that they changed, or it felt like they changed. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, they'll probably come back to me. So yeah, Hunt's good. Yeah, it's good that we've got that going on. It's freshened it up a little bit for the next week or two. The event's on for a month, I think, or whatever. I'm sure.
I saw
Matt
you.
and I,
You posted something about there's free coins or something that they're giving out because of the
yeah, because
F up.
they've done this before. When they screw up something, then they offer free in-game currency. So 10,000
$100.
free hunt dollars. Yeah, so I've got that. Put those aside to use when I need them. Because I just
Prestige
prestiged.
before you've used them.
Yeah, well, I
Or
prestige
make sure
last
you
night.
prestige before you claim them.
Yeah.
Did you lose them then after prestige?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you prestige,
wow.
you lose everything, right? So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the prestige continues, but Matt and I did some power mooching last night because obviously posters and stuff are back. So when they have the events, for people who don't know, we play with Matt, and he really is the guru of all this.
Min-maxer.
He is the
Extraordinaire.
min-maxer. Yeah, he knows how to boil this game down. We've boiled this game down with him to just being able to really just rake points in. I'm sure Crytek run numbers or whatever, and like how many points are people accumulating or whatever, and they'll have some sort of bell graph, right, which will show the average people are up here or whatever. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Matt
He's in that weird low end.
Matt for sure is right on the farthest right hand side of that bell curve, right? He knows how to rinse every coin, every experience point out of this. But we reckoned on a good run, and I think we could do the same on this one. Solos is tougher. It's not quite as productive. With two of you or three of you, you can absolutely belt through, because with three of you, you carve through enemies, right? And if you carve through enemies, you get experience points, and you can buy more posters and do stuff. And we reckon you could prestige daily, no problem, right? And during normal hunt service, prestiging can take weeks, maybe.
Oh wow.
Or you could never do it, like some people.
Yeah, but I mean, no, if you're working at prestiging, it takes time. It's hard. But in the events, it's not hard because we know where they keep the posters, the experience posters, and we work the map so that we hit everything that we can and hit every wagon
all the other people.
check. And if you have more of you checking and doing stuff, and somebody's carrying witness to go
you
rinse
can't do
hunters,
this with me,
the dead hunters. You're not no, you're not. There's no point for you to do it, right? Because you don't prestige.
I mean, there was no point for me to get involved with that, but I'm not a moocher.
No, Matt. It's easy for Matt and I to. I quite like it because we just go mooch and have a chat and whatever, and you don't get distracted by firefights. But
someone's shooting over here. Shouldn't we be over here?
Well, I reckon that'll be tonight, right? It'll be like, come on, let's go fight, right? It's fight night, Friday fight night. So
Saturday night's
anyway,
fine.
Exactly. So Hunt Showdown continues to be fantastic. Dave, you've got one more on your list?
Yeah. So
I'm
a new game came out.
Don't be. It doesn't sound very positive so far.
No.
Did you play on your own?
The game is called FBC Firebreak.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah.
This has got pedigree though, hasn't it?
It's Remedy. So it's
Remedy.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's there's strong bones behind it.
FBC is the Federal Bureau of Control from the video
Oh,
game
that's right. It's in the
Control.
control world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't like
it's
it when I played the whatever playtest there was. I didn't
Right.
like it because I was playing on it.
It's-
And it was like, this is what the fuck am I supposed to be doing it? I didn't really get it.
it's a
Plus,
free
on your own, it
so
doesn't really work.
There's 3 players. I got matchmaking into a game with 3 players. 3 players max per level. And the missions. So I played on 2 different maps, the same map twice, and had different objectives on 2 different times, and then a completely different one. And you can choose, or I could choose one of 3 different
Yeah.
classes. And it's playing with the concept of fire, and so one of the classes is a fire hydrant, I think. I don't know, or
One of
somebody
them
that can
makes
shoot
fire,
water.
one of them shoots water, isn't it? or something?
Yeah, and
Can't remember what the other.
and
Oh, there's
then
an
so
electricity person.
electricity, and you can basically you've
No.
got to go around and fix different things on the map, while being like hordes of enemies and slightly different types of enemies attacking you. And you've got to make sure that the best person to fix the type of equipment that you're fixing is fixing that. And the
Of
other
what
2
you can,
defend.
anyone can do anything, but it seems like
Anyone
if
can
you
do anything, but if
if
you
you're
are
the
the
wrong guy,
right
you have to
type,
play this mini game, like
yeah,
with like tapping left and right and stuff.
that's right, yeah. But if you're not, you just hit it a few times and
Yeah.
it fixes whatever you're doing. And yeah, so I played 2 games with 3 people in it, myself included, and then 1 game with 2 people, just myself and the other person. And it's pretty boring. It's It was okay. The shooting was okay, but you're not given a huge amount of ammo, and the weight of the guns and the shooting is pretty weak. The enemies are pretty spongy. Your
I feel
special
that's what my
abilities.
experience was. I didn't feel like I could actually damage just the standard enemies in that. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't kill like a normal dude too
Yeah.
quick enough. There's fucking loads of them. I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
dead all the time.
Yeah. It does prioritize like a group effort of shooting, and it just I don't know. That didn't seem too fun.
So it's supposed to be a bit like Left 4 Dead, I guess, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
It's
And
class-based shooter, horde shooter type thing.
class-based shooter order, but it doesn't really matter if you're like slightly different class. With the I did play as the fire hydrant guy once, and that was actually quite good because if anybody on your team gets set on fire, there are places where they can. There's like sinks or showers or areas where there's water in that area and they can put themselves out.
You
Or if
actually
you're
heal
the
through
fire,
the water or something.
yeah, and that's yeah, you can put people out or you can give people I'm not sure if it's a temporary boost of health or I don't know.
You put this fire
So yeah,
hydrant down, it actually creates like an area of healing or something as well.
right. Oh, I don't know. That didn't explain to me on those ones. I leveled up a bit
It's
and I got
weird.
some additional
It's
weapons.
fucking weird still. Like
It's
that
I
control
find it.
weirdness. There was a
I
level
think
I had to do where you had to eliminate loads of post-it notes, and you'd run around. There'd be like post-it notes everywhere, and as you ran around, they'd like fucking stick to you. And it'd be like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing here? It'd be like shooting post-it notes. I'm like, this is just fucking weird. And then like all the hiss would turn up, and I'd be fucked. Like, it was odd.
Yeah, I
But
didn't play that level. I just found it quite boring, really. It was nothing. It didn't.
I feel like if there's 3 of you together, it might be a bit different. But it's one of those. Like you need to be playing with people you know.
Maybe.
None of these games work when you're playing with randos.
When I was playing with randos, we were doing the objectives and we were like working as a team. We weren't over voice or anything, but like everybody knew what they were doing. So it wasn't that somebody was just randomly running off and then we're getting hit with hordes that was supposed to be for 3 people but 2 people. Like there wasn't any of that. It was we were just going through and we were doing it, and I don't know. Like the game is supposed to be good, even if you're not with people that you're playing with. It's supposed to keep you engaged, and it just didn't. So yeah, it's
So
been
don't check it out.
so. If you've got Xbox Game Pass,
And 2 other
maybe,
people that maybe you play
Maybe
with
check
you.
it out.
but I wouldn't pay for it. It's not done very well on Steam at all.
All right.
I wouldn't pay for it.
I heard them talking about it on Nextlander. They didn't seem totally negative on it, so they seemed like they actually quite enjoyed it. I was like, they got to bosses and stuff. I was like, I didn't fucking know they were bosses because I didn't. Get
I had a I don't know if it was a boss, but it was a named enemy with a health bar. But again, we just shot it.
They call them a boss.
We just shot it and it died, and I was like, oh, okay. There's no like special unlocked or anything. It was just like, yeah, we just took it down.
Yeah, I don't know
It
what the
was more-
progression like to keep you going is.
As far as I could tell, it's just leveling up and getting access to.
There is like a
more
battle
levels
pass type
and-
thing. Like a hell, it's got
of
a
course there is.
Helldivers 2, like Helldivers 2 style, where there's like a main one that you progress and you have to spend so many bits and bobs to get to the next level of, and then there's like a premium version that you can get more cosmetics and stuff. So
I don't think it's worth the time to be that invested.
Right.
Yeah, I'm games that my time is more valuable than that, because I
Then
just,
this game
yeah,
warrants for you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
exactly,
fair enough.
exactly.
All right.
I
Okay. Well,
got-
let's not
I
give it
didn't,
any
like
more
I say,
time then.
from the playtest I played, I was like intrigued about it, but when I heard about it, I was like, oh, this should be interesting, and then I was like, I don't really get it. But when I played it, I was like, maybe the full
Alright.
version will be better, but it doesn't sound like it is.
Okay. All right, Neil, you've got one more.
Yeah, speaking of games that came out on Game Pass, which we have done a bit of tonight, another new one, which came out this week, maybe Tuesday, I feel like it was, made from the people that brought to you Sifu, is a game called Rematch, which is based on association football. Or
Oh,
soccer.
that's on the Game Pass, isn't it?
Oh, Fraser's disappeared.
Yeah.
What happened there? He's here.
Dunno.
You there?
I'm back.
What happened there?
Something crashed.
Okay.
He
It was
pressed the
quite
wrong
quick.
button, didn't he?
So yeah, Rematch by Sifu people. Slow clap, they're called. And it's a soccer game, but it's not a full 11-a-side soccer game. It's like a similar graphical style to Sifu. That sort of cartoony, but 3D. Bit more realistic looking than Sifu, the characters.
Which isn't saying much. It's not realistic looking at all. It looks like you're looking at a cartoon.
Well, it's still cartoony, but they were.
Dude, I
very
watched
sort
this,
of
I watched
boxy.
a video this week of maybe what's the most modern football game coming out. I don't know what it's called, right? But what are we on? It's not FIFA's anymore, is it, or something like that? I don't
EA
know.
Sports FC.
I saw clips today of some, or yesterday, or whatever it was, of some football game, and like I literally had to double take whether I was watching the real football. This is not.
No, it's
realistic.
stylized graphics.
Yeah.
And it's like Rocket League style arenas.
Yeah, that's what it's got vibes of, Rocket League. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and you play as an individual person on the pitch, like you do in Rocket League, as a car. It's like Rocket League, but with people instead of cars. But you can't double jump. That I've found it. So as I've found so far. Anyway,
Can you boost, like,
there's
upside
like
down
a
boost?
you can do some crazy shit. A lot of it's automatic. If you've played football games before, you may struggle initially because it doesn't control like a normal football game. So yeah, it's a very arcadey football game basically, but it's like 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5. Not particularly big pitches. Goalkeepers are like rush goalie so they can just run out. But as soon as you leave the goalkeeping area, you become like a normal player. You lose your gloves, and it turns into like a normal player, so someone else can then go in goal. But the big difference between this and most football games is you actually use the right stick to aim where your ball's going to go, and you use the right trigger to actually hit your shots. And there's a lot of like the ball gets a diamond around it if you press like the pass button while it's got the diamond around it. You'll do a pass, like a header pass or something like that. Or if you press the A/X button on different controllers at the bottom, it'll be like a touch in front of you. You'll take a touch in front of you, sort of thing. That you can, and when you play as the goalkeepers, you're actually active in the game. You can press Y button or triangle to dive. And I really enjoyed the game that I played.
This looks like it'd be fun.
It is fun. Like I played through, like there's a prologue to play through, which is like a bit of a story behind you, one guy, and then you play a match against. You do like a load of tutorials to learn the things, and then you get put into a matchmaking to play. Well, I think you get to choose. I went 3v3, and so it's me and two randos playing another 3, and like all these mechanics that you've literally just learned that you completely forget as soon as you start playing a game. Mainly the shooting mechanic. The passing and stuff isn't too bad. Like you've got a sprint, and if you're sprinting when you press B/circle, you do a sliding tackle. If otherwise, you just like if you're not sprinting, you just do like a block tackle. It's very arcadey, and so like what happened in our first game is I had a really good chance to score, like a fucking absolute sitter, and then because I forgot how to shoot, like I forgot to aim my shot. I just completely put it out. You don't get throw-ins or corners because it's all like there's a barrier all around the pitch, like in Rocket League. So it's all constant, non-stop action, but you have like a stamina bar as well. So but it does recharge quite quickly. Like you can hear your player like start panting when you're running out of stamina, but then you let go and then it builds back well quick, so you can just carry on. But yeah, so we scored. I think eventually I scored a goal. Like me, I was like, yes, nothing special. It's like I think I tackled the goalkeeper. It came off the wall and came back to me. I just battered it in. I was like, fucking come on. And then they equalised quite near the end of the game. I was like, bollocks. And then it was like you can hear like the clock's getting low, and it's like dung, dung, dung as the timer ticks down, and then it goes into overtime because like you can't have a draw because obviously it's made for Americans, I guess. And in overtime, he just carries on playing it. I don't know if there was an eventual timer that would have timed out. It just went on for fucking ages. And the guy who was playing in goal for us made fucking loads of amazing saves. It was just like, I don't know how you've saved that. Well played. But he like gets that thing whenever if there's a goal or something, you've got like a few seconds to press up or left or right on the D-pad for like auto chats and stuff like that. Like well played, blah blah blah. There's potentially toxic chat available. I didn't notice that.
Of course.
I don't think it's there, to be honest, because maybe they know what they're doing here and they don't want that. But
it's when somebody spams good game.
It literally lets you do it once. There's none of that bullshit. It literally lets you do one, and then you're locked in, and you can't fucking change it. And there's no real dickhead options. So I think they kind of got it right so far. I've seen. And yeah, so this guy must have made about fucking 8 or 9 saves that they should have scored. And then it come to me and I think I tackled one of their players and just fucking banged it in from about 30 yards. And I was like, fucking hell.
Oh, you got the winner?
Yeah, so I scored 2 in the first game. And I was like, nice.
Yeah, well done.
It was fun. It is a lot of fun, but I've literally played
What are you playing on Game Pass?
I played it. It's on Game Pass, and I played it on PC.
Oh, we should play some of this then.
Yeah,
we could. Yeah, this is what we can all play, right? We could get a team together.
Yeah, we could. Well, you can have 5v5 up to 5.
It could be Team Seal Podcast.
Yeah, it was off. It was good.
All right, we'll have to definitely check that out.
He looks the right amount of stupid. Also, he's doing tricks.
Oh yeah, you could do a rainbow flick. It tells you how to do that in the tutorial.
All right.
Yeah. I love the way when somebody goes to really kick the ball, it does that sudden sort of stop just before it goes. Do you know what I mean? It gives you that sense of like
slow motion.
power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, very Japanesey.
Yeah, it's
Um,
better than that. I played there's a game called Captain Tsubasa or something like that,
uh,
which is sort of similar in style, but that was fucking just not good football.
no,
Wasn't fun to play the football matches, but this is fun. So
right. Okay, cool. All right, definitely have to check that out,
Totally.
which we can. So that's cool. All right, that just leaves me then with Blueprints.
Oh yes.
So I have
You are
finished with
continuing.
Blueprints.
Oh,
I've
you finished
finished
it.
Done.
Oh,
Done with Blueprints. So I made it. I had a run going the other day, and I was like, what did I figure out? I can't remember. There was something I figured out. Oh no, I got to the final. I got to the room that opened the crescent door, right? You know what I'm talking about. And then I was like, okay, so I know how I can do that now. So now all I gotta do is do a run that gets me to the chamber. So did a few runs, finally got to a run that got me to the chamber via the secret garden, I think was what I used.
Okay.
And then went and that was all up on the west side. I think that was my path to get up there. Went in, go into the secret room. It rolls credits, right? Room 46. So for me, that was like, that was great. I was just so relieved that that had happened. And then I was faced with the quandary of, right, am I going to continue playing or not? Because I can tell you, there is a shit ton I did not do, right? There is absolutely bonkers amount of stuff that I have not figured out or not done. And I decided there and then, I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put the hours in and try and figure all
You've
this
already
out.
put the hours in, to be fair.
I've already put the hours into this. What I am going to do, though, is get on YouTube and find out, what did I miss? How are other people doing? How are they breaking the game? That's the next stage of me enjoying this game, is to go find out how are people approaching this game. To me, this game, so have I said this to you guys? So as far as I'm concerned, the closest this game to me, if I had to compare this to any game, it would be Balatro. To me, at its core, it's Balatro, in that on a run with an objective, you have to maximize or minimize and scrutinize everything that you do, because resources are so low, steps are so low, keys are so low, diamonds are so low, funds are so low, and your use of them counts and your keeping of them counts to other stages of the game or whatever. You have to get into that mindset of being very, very careful if you want to actually. Like, you can't just run and go, oh, I'm going to pop a door here, because you do that, you're fucked, right? You don't get the keys, you don't get the thing. Not looking in a room, you'll miss a key. And one key can actually, the lack of one key can break a run, right? You just get to a point and you're like, I have no more keys left. There are no places for me to get keys that I know of. And if you're not prepared to sort of really just put the time in on a run, then it can screw you. But I also can see how you can get super powerful as well. So every run is almost guaranteed a success. I don't know what all those tools are that are available for you to do that, like rotating some floor plans or rebuilding your deck, in inverted commas. You know what I mean? Like, you can change the rarity of some floor plans, or you can do this. Anyway, the point being that just masses of stuff I haven't done. Like, there's tons of notes in my notebook that still have not come to fruition on what that room.
Did you do the chess one?
No, I found the chess room.
You found the chess puzzle.
Yeah, and I understand what it wants me to do, but even that's still dependent on you drawing certain rooms in your.
I didn't really. I was like, I did the whole thing. I sat there for like fuck knows how long. I was like, I had a few pieces that did things, and then I was just like putting another piece that on every single square that was there. I was like, did fuck all. It's like,
Yeah, you can't though, right? Yeah. So do you know what you're missing there?
Well, I don't know. Do you have to? I don't know. Maybe we can't talk about this. Maybe, but.
Well, okay. Should I give you the spoiler for that one?
I assume that you have to have actually done it on the actual plan.
Exactly, and the problem
on that run.
The problem is on something like the Queen. It only appears in 2 rooms.
Right.
So if you don't draft those 2 rooms, you cannot complete the puzzle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
So you have to do it on
bottom
that
line,
run.
right?
It's
So
one of
that
those things
goes
like,
back.
I think I know what I need to do here. And when
Yeah,
that run
so
comes
that,
out, you're like, okay, I guess I can do that now.
right. And so I was doing that a lot. And that's why I think it took me so long to get to room 46, right? Because there were lots, I know a lot of people got to room 46 way quicker than I did. I think you did.
Well,
Right?
I was
It
on
took
like
me,
late 20s, early 30s when I got it.
yeah, see, I didn't get it till room 100 to day 100 and something. But I had tons and tons of days where I was trying to achieve other objectives, right?
Yeah.
And figure other stuff out. So there's so much that I don't even have
Yeah.
any idea on how to like outside the front of the mansion. I turned on the gas for 3 of those
Oh,
lights.
I've got 3 of them done. I don't know where the 4th one is.
Where's the fucking 4th?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I nearly missed one as well. I was just putting around one room that I think I'd drafted for the first time. It might have been an outdoor room. And then I was just like pottering around and I was just like, oh, fuck, there's a gas tap there. I better turn that motherfucker on before I don't
Yeah.
get this room again for the next fucking 6 months.
Right. And then what I learned as well is that you will, like, I was going into a lot of rooms, like the safe rooms. Okay. So there was one of the safe, I was like, I was just banging my head against the wall on the safes. And then I went into one of the safe rooms and I thought, the answer has to be in here.
Did you
I
do
spent
the
a lot
office
of-
one?
Can't remember if I did the office one.
You have
I
to
did
open
the-
a drawer to find.
Oh,
the
yeah,
office,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. I
And
can't
there's
remember.
there's like a clue, and I'm like, don't know. What does that mean? Like, there's obviously
Oh,
a clue
right.
here.
I think I ended up having to look that one up, and it was so fucking obscure.
I don't know. What was that?
Right.
Was I sussed that one out? I did suss that one out because
Some of
I'd
them are
found
just bonkers.
there was a clue that I'd found in a different room that suddenly made sense when I went back. I was like, hang on a minute, that's related to that thing that I've seen fucking ages ago. For some reason, I remembered. And then when I got back to the office, I was like, now that thing actually makes sense now because I didn't know what that fucking meant before. And it took ages again to get the office, like for it to come up. But it was
Right.
like I was like, I'm gonna fucking remember that this guy is a thing that I didn't recognize at the first point. And then it was like,
thing about that
around the
office
room. I was
is-
like, okay.
And here's a question for you. I saw something which said you need to go back to the office. I can't remember what it was. Probably one of the same, something similar. It was like you need to. I think it was something on security cameras or
Computers.
something that made me go back to the office. And then when I went back to the office, I found the thing that lets you get to the safe. But I was like, how the fuck did I miss that before? Or did I miss it before? Did it get revealed after the fact of something else? I think this. Did you not
I
find a
think- no, I
note? Was there a
found-
note in the attic?
There's a note. No. There's a note in that in the drawer. But
Yeah, but
and
how
it's
the
really
fuck
like,
did I miss
like,
that drawer? Like that's
I
what I
know
don't
how-
understand.
That drawer was definitely there the first time I went in the office, and I was like,
okay.
I
alright.
think what happened to me the first time I went in was I flicked that switch and didn't notice that it actually did something in the fucking room, and I was
Mhm.
like, and so I was like, how the fuck did I not notice that happened the first time I flicked that switch? So, yeah, you have to.
It is bonkers.
look
It's a
in.
bonkers game, and I'd like to get to a point to just keep chatting to people about it and do a deeper dive into some of it. But maybe just sit and go through with you some of the stuff that we've missed or that we've whatever. But like did you ever get the power on for the in the laboratory?
Yeah.
There's a
There's a thing that says, "Did you solve the elements puzzle?"
Yeah, I solved that.
Yeah, and it's
and then
like,
I
well,
finally got power.
so you
to
find
it.
the thing in the corner, and you're like, okay, well, I obviously know what to do. I did it once, and I don't remember what it did.
Oh,
So
what? Getting the power to it?
I got the power on, and I did the thing that it tells you to do.
Yeah, it opens a door,
Yeah, I
Right.
can't remember.
and then that door inside has a load of computers and stuff like that. Did you get to that?
Oh, is that it?
The
Opens the
microchip?
door outside.
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah,
microchip inside.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
but
have no
there's only
idea
one
where,
of those. There's
what
two
the
more
hell's
of them
up with
somewhere.
those microchips.
Well,
right?
I've seen there's two
so-
more of them somewhere, but you got to find
Yeah,
some.
where? So
Well, I hope that other people that listen to this have actually played this game because I've got no idea what you guys are
People
talking
who
about.
played
like-
it might be will be like, "What the fuck?" I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, that's
I got
probably
that
a
far.
good thing. It's probably a good thing that we left it to the end to do this. But yeah, like it's fucking bonkers, Dave. You have to go at it. I mean, you really do, just to see. I mean, if it catches you, then it's quite the game. It's going to be so far. It's my game of the year, hands
Well,
down.
the fact that you've said Balatro-esque, like it does, that's piqued my interest.
It took me ages to figure out what this game wanted to be, and
Right.
it wasn't. I finally just fuck you. I know now. You're Balatro. I get it. But with a load of other things going on. But generally, it's I don't know. It's
Yeah.
great. It's cool.
Just put
But I'm glad
it's
it's
value for money. If you'd bought the game, you wouldn't be fucking sad about it, would you?
No.
'Cause you've put in fuck knows how many hours.
Yeah. I'm glad it's over. I've forgotten about it after the last few days. I need to go back and do some more YouTubing, deep diving.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not
some of
going
the-
down the YouTube thing. I'm just like, nah. I want to I'm like, I reckon I can solve that.
Oh,
I've just
never
gotta
go
find
back.
it.
Who am I kidding? But
Well, every now and again, I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll just go and play a bit of that for a couple of hours.
you know what the challenge is, though? Actually, a good challenge on it is day one solving it.
Yeah,
It is
well, I
possible.
started it
Those
on
people are doing
PS5. I started it on because it's on PS Plus Extra or whatever. So I had it on PS5, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try and do it day one. After playing loads of it on PC, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try and do it on PS5 day one. Didn't fucking happen.
It is doable. I'm
Well,
not
clearly,
sure.
because there's a trophy / achievement for doing it.
Yeah,
What?
I
For literally
Play it-
finding room
play it and
46 on
get to
day one.
room 46 on day one. Yeah.
Wow.
But like, you can start new games all the time. You can literally just start a new run you finish a run, you can start a new one from day one.
Right.
Yeah.
But the problem with starting from day one is no permanent upgrades that you've unlocked in there. So you like been pottering around with loads of fucking steps, all this extra money, blah blah blah, and then you go back to day one and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I've only got so many steps, got no fucking
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good. I'm glad it's over, but I think I've still got a little bit of mileage to get out of it. I'm gonna ring it out.
But only via
watching other
YouTube.
Yeah, via YouTube and watching people who've broken it and that sort of stuff. So cool. So yeah, that's Blueprints.
Good game.
Okay.
Turns out.
I think it is. It's all right. Okay. Thank you, Dave, for sitting through that last bit. I look forward to you playing at some point, and you'll get it. I guess now that just
Better
leaves
than
us for
FBC
outro.
Firebreak.
Yeah, fuck that. All right, have we got some thank yous to do? Some outros.
I'll do my outro. Thanks for listening to the Steel Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions and get involved, please contact us on our website, which is steelpodcast.com. You can also reach us on our email, which is steelpodcast@gmail.com, or you can pop onto our Discord server, which the link is pinned to various social medias, Blue Sky, and I think we've still got Facebook on there. You can check out our YouTube and Twitch channels, which we stream to and upload our live chats to. And Neil, do you want to do a shout out for our
Yeah.
Twitch?
Lord Sumo Mintsafe, thank you for joining and popping in the chat.
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks to everyone else who listens. Thanks to you guys for being here.
Yeah, thanks, people.
Oh, I've just got an advert on our, so that means I haven't subscribed.
Ooh.
Oh, boo. Oh, actually, I think I'm overdue for a resub. I better just check that quickly. We don't want to lose those precious days.
Oh,
Resubscribe.
talk
There
about
we
it.
go. Use Prime
Yeah.
sub. I'm in.
You get the alerts. They've made it
So
really shit now. You can't do it on the mobile app very easily anymore, can you? I couldn't
No.
find a way to Prime sub on the app. You have to fucking go onto the computer. Or a web
So
page.
if you'd like to if you've got Amazon Prime and you want to share the love,
And you're not
'cause you
giving
haven't
it to anyone
subscribed
else.
yet, haven't given it, give it. Don't forget to jump onto our Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Seal Podcast, and share your Prime sub with us. It helps us pay the bills. And get
Or
the,
don't. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's purely optional. You can give it to someone you actually care about. Or,
Yeah, who
uh,
does like better content?
yeah,
It's not
Give it
me,
to
though.
somebody
more
who
than
actually
2 hours a
needs
week.
it. We don't need it. We're all right.
Well, you say that. I do have to pay
Do
for
we?
the
Do you
website
need
now.
it?
I pay for the
Do you
website.
need it?
That's all.
How much?
Well,
how much is the website every year?
I paid for 2 years of hosting, I think, and a year's WordPress. It's like 60 odd quid.
Oof.
Yeah, you need to get that back.
I've
All
got
right.
that
Yeah.
back.
Please sub. All right. Let's get out of here. Thanks, everyone.
Yep. See you soon.
Cheers,
Thank
cheers
you.
guys. Bye.
Bye.